I started working on this record, I want to say 2 years ago. But at the same time, I think I waited this long into my career. I've been playing guitar for 19 years. I think I waited this long because in a way, like, everything I've done with the guitar has kind of brought it to this point today and helped me to ultimately write this record. And so the goal here is I wanted to make a record that obviously guitar players would enjoy, but I wanted to make a record that people who didn't play an instrument or were just learning an instrument or maybe played a different instrument would enjoy. I ended up following a really strict schedule of recording. So I would do Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 basically. I treated it like a job. I know we're musicians and kind of the beauty behind it is that you can make your own hours and do your own thing, whatever works creatively for you. But I find that for me, just showing up every day guarantees results. I think that even if you're in a writer's block scenario, show up every day, be accountable. And I think it always, it always takes you to a place that you wouldn't have been if you didn't. With this record, I approach everything so differently, often with a chord progression, a keyboard line, a guitar line, whatever it may be. And it was just, I learned so much doing that. I'm excited, to do Born of Osiris records after this and whatever else it may be next, in Motive records, whatever it could be. I just learned so much doing this. I'm ready to apply it going forward. But I think part of the reason was with the bands that I'm in, with vocalists, the vocals are the lead line. You have to leave room for vocals. With this, it was my guitar is the vocal. It's the melody, it's the hook, it's everything. So it was fun because I didn't ever have to worry about leaving space for another layer that's going to go on top of my song. So the decision to ultimately do the entire record myself was an easy one. I kind of built up to it over time with Born of Osiris records. A lot of people don't know my involvement in engineering, producing records from as far back as the Discovery, when I was editing guitars, engineering the guitars, going in on days off to do any more work that needed to be done. And that just, every record I took more responsibility, with the exception of one we did in full with Nick Sampson. But and then on the last Born of Osiris record, I finally was able to take the front seat on everything. And that ultimately was the last step in getting to this record, where I did everything, production, editing, top to bottom. Nick Sampson is mixing and mastering. That was an easy decision for me to make. He's taught me 80% of the things I know about engineering and producing records in the first place. Finished ideas that I couldn't finish along the course of my career, many things. I was looking for someone to play sax on the record, and I remember thinking when it was time to find a sax player that, man, the goal would be to have someone like Adrian from the Mars Volta, or someone really incredible like that. So I put feelers out on the internet, and wasn't expecting anything like that. But then a family friend of Adrian wrote me, and he was like, "Hey, well, what about Adrian, Mars Volta?" I'm like, "You gotta be kidding me." I actually didn't even believe it at first. But I got on the phone with him same day, had a great conversation with him, told him the goal, what I was doing with the record, said I'd be honored to have him, and the relationship just flowed from there really naturally. I think it took him a week. I don't know, I'm not going to say he was in the studio every day for a week working on it, but a week's time we had done all of his saxophone parts on the record, which were all incredible. And he was really thorough about it too. He would send me, he wouldn't just say, "Hey, here's what I have for this part." He would send me 8 options, let me choose from there, and then harmonies for those options. Extremely thorough. It was unbelievable. I felt like I was getting stems and able to remix them in a way. It was really exciting. And obviously, I say remix, I want to be careful with that word. I would never chop or screw any of his sax lines, but he just gave me the options. It felt amazing. He also was playing the EWI, so with each part I would get sax and EWI options. So there's iwi on the record, there's sax on the record, there's a tons of different things that he's playing that just all bring really unique vibes to the songs. So I'm super thankful being able to work with him. So I'm always going to be doing this from now on. I think every couple years you'll get a new record from me. That's the goal, at least.